All right, welcome back to another episode of FTS Pick'em. The boys took the week off last week for Thanksgiving, but we are back this week with some highly anticipated games coming up. Lance, into the last week of the season, what are our current standings?
Well, one thing has remained the same in a very ever-changing season, and that's me in first.
All right.
So
Tone it down a little bit, bud.
I'm still winning. I have 32. Jack is in second with 28, and you and Joe are tied in the bottom.
No. I'm third. Yeah, Chiefs-Eagles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Never mind. I forgot
I was
about that.
I'm about to say, dog.
Okay.
Were you the only one who picked the Eagles?
Yep. Oh, no, wait. Lance did take the Eagles, too.
So
I'm down a full fucking slate.
Damn.
I have 33 then. Jack has 28. Zach has 27, and Joe is right behind him with 26.
It's anybody's game, really.
To lose.
To lose, yeah, out of us three. Lance is chilling. Lance has got a full week ahead of everybody, so he's fine where he's at. But, beginner's luck will run out. I've never seen beginner's luck hit somebody their third time trying something, but it just so happened to find Lance that way.
I feel like that's just prime.
It's what?
That's just prime. That's just like
I'm
you're in your prime.
I'm in my prime.
Drink prime.
Won't last long. Drink prime. It won't last long.
So buckle up. Get ready.
All right. First game.
First game, we're going to start in college basketball because, we haven't touched much on it this year. But this is a top 5 matchup this weekend. We got UConn and Kansas.
Where's it at?
I think it's one of those.
Oh, it's a tournament
Like a tournament game.
I think it's one of those tournament games.
They be doing a lot of tournaments in the...
Oh, no, it's at Kansas.
At Kansas.
It's at Kansas.
Awesome.
And the only thing I really know about Kansas so far this year is that Hunter Dickinson's playing some good basketball. And Kansas is always Kansas. UConn is still hot after having a really good...
Season last year.
After having a really good March Madness run.
Well, we say really good. They won the Natty. So
coming off a national championship. And I think it continues. I'm taking UConn to go into Allen Fieldhouse and get the dub over Kansas.
Jaquavius.
Well, I wanted to do the same thing because I feel pretty strongly that the defending national champs are going to do pretty solid. But I do know that Kansas has one of the most raucous college basketball stadiums in the country. And like you said, Hunter Dickinson's playing great ball, is looking like one of the best players in the country. So give me Kansas to take down the undefeated Huskies at home.
All right. I am going to rock chalk Jayhawk as well. Hunter Dickinson's playing some really good ball. And like he said, it's very hard to play in Kansas. That is a basketball school through and through. And I think the defending natties got to get knocked. Defending national champions got to get knocked off at a certain point. And I think the ball stops with Kansas.
All right, well, I'm going to make Lance an island boy, and I'm going to take the Kansas Hawks.
Oh, not another one.
Dickinson is on fire, and UConn, if it was in wherever UConn's at,
Connecticut.
if it was in Connecticut, I would be taking them Huskies. But it ain't in Connecticut, so give me them Kansas Hawks.
Y'all just haven't learned.
All right, guys, I appreciate losing with y'all because if we put him on an island, it means
It wasn't my choice.
No. It's I could have went a different route there. I could have went with him. I've thought about it, but
Hopefully this week.
I also really enjoy saying rock chalk Jayhawk.
Rock chalk Jayhawk.
So-
I really enjoy winning, so I'm going to keep doing that.
All right.
Next, we're going over to the NBA, and we have the best matchup so far, in my opinion, or one of the best matchups in the league so far this season, Celtics against the 76ers.
Where's this one at?
I believe it is in
Philadelphia.
I don't really like the Sixers, but I have liked them more recently now that Harden's gone. I am a bit of an Embiid hater, not as bad as me with Josh Allen. I like Tyrese Maxey finally putting himself on the map this year, but I think the Celtics roll in there and get it done. I really like Jason Tatum. Derek White's bald ass is going to ball, and the Celtics are going to get the win.
I don't know how he looked worse after cutting his hair, but You will not be an island boy on this one. I think that Jason Tatum is playing at a very high level right now. Obviously, Maxi's playing out of this world and is looking like a top 2 or 3 point guard in the East right now. And Embiid's still Embiid, except he's improved his playmaking a little bit this year, which is really cool to see. But I'm going to take the Celtics as well. I just think right now they're rolling, and they took an L to the Magic a couple days ago, and I think that's probably going to fire up this team to get a win over a solid Philly 76ers.
All right, well, I am an outspoken Tatum hater. Probably always will be, at least until he wins one chip. With that being said, you got to rock with the hot hand, and I know the Philadelphia 76ers have been playing good ball. Tyrese Maxey is balling. Embiid's playing, again, great ball. I think he leads the league right now in points per game, averaging a double-double. He's playing really good basketball, but early on in the season, I have come to see that the Celtics are just a current gauntlet in the NBA. The addition of a true center in Kristaps has really helped them, or at least a real big man down low. Al Horford's getting...
Kristaps been banged up a little bit recently, so it has been...
Doesn't surprise me.
Al Horford.
But Tatum is playing good ball. Jaylen Brown is still playing good ball. I think he's averaging about 20. And I'm going to take the 76ers at home.
This is a tricky one because they've already played twice last month, and it's 1-1. Man, I don't. Embiid's not playing. He's not playing against the Pelicans, which is today.
Oh, shit.
So
I didn't see that.
I think maybe he's going to be a little bit on the
IR.
On the limited
recovery
side, hopefully, because I'm riding with the Boston Super Celtics. Mm-hmm. Jason Tatum, Derek White, and Drew Holiday are going to rupture Embiid in the Sixers.
It was an interesting verb.
Rupture. Well, that's unfortunate for me. I didn't see that Joel wasn't playing, but it's all right. We'll still rock Sixers.
Game number 3, we're going to go back to college, and we're going to football with the Pac-12 championship. I think most of these conference championship games are going to be not really like interesting other than the SEC championship, but we didn't think there was going to be much variety with the SEC picks, so we didn't take it.
I'm not picking against the Dogs.
Me neither.
We got 2 Georgia fans here, so I mean, what do you expect? Pac-12 championship.
So Alabama's going to win.
All right, Joe. We always need one. No. We always need one. No. I appreciate that. We always need one guy on the panel up here to pick against. I know that wasn't a game we picked, but we needed that. We needed that energy.
Yeah, we can't have the sweep. We can't
need
have the
that
sweep.
energy. No.
Thanks for taking one for the team.
But Oregon versus Washington was such an instant classic when they played earlier this season. I think it's going to be another really good game. I don't think Oregon's going to cover because that's a ridiculous spread.
9.5.
I think Washington beats them again, though. I think Michael Penix is going to play really well. I think, they've kind of been struggling. Not struggling because they're undefeated, but they have not been playing as good as they did in the first half of the season. I think they bounce back in a sense, and they play a complete game of football, and they beat Oregon and make it to the playoff for the second time in the CFP era.
I've been riding with Penix all year. He was my preseason Heisman pick. And I love this Washington. I'd love to see them win. I'd love to see them make a playoff push. I think it'd be super entertaining. And I tell you what, it's really hard to beat a top 5 team in football. You know what's even harder to do? Beat them twice. Oregon is going to walk into Vegas and walk out victorious. After they beat the Huskies, Bo Nix is going to have a statement game, secure himself the Heisman.
Yeah, right.
And win the Pac-12 championship, and hopefully, barring chaos, vault themselves into the college football playoff.
This is a hard game for me to pick. I have been a outspoken Bo Nix hater as well this season, but I had to retract some of that hate around week 6, week 7 of the college football season because bro has been absolutely balling. I got to give credit where credit is due. So I have been doing that, and this week I don't think I'm going to do anything different but rock with Bo Nix, who is walking into that stadium not only looking for a college football ticket, but he's also looking to put that Heisman stamp on his season. I think he's going to come out. I think he's going to tear up a good, not as good as Oregon's defense at all in a Washington defense. I think he might walk out of this game with 5 TDs, 400 yards. I think he's coming, and he's coming ready. He's coming hungry.
He's coming hard.
It's coming a lot.
He's coming hard. And he is looking for that statement Heisman stamp, that Heisman moment. I think he gets it this weekend with a win and secures himself the Heisman.
All right. So I picked Oregon the first time. I thought Dan Lanning. I like Dan Lanning as a coach better than I liked whoever Washington's coach is. I don't know his name.
Kalen DeBoer.
Kalen DeBoer. And Washington in recent games has been
mid.
I'll just say sputtering. I mean, they played Oregon State. They beat them by 2 points. An Oregon State that Oregon just cremated.
Yeah.
They came down to the wire against Washington State.
They needed a fourth. They needed like a 4th and 4 from inside their own 50.
Almost lost to the Cougars. And they also, I mean, it wasn't as close, but they came down to the wire with Utah. They let Utah put up 28 points with what offense?
Yeah.
I'm taking Dan Lanning to, he's going to have them boys fired up. The one team they lost to this season, they're going to cement the number 4 spot in the college football playoff, and Oregon is going to trounce Washington by 2 touchdowns.
Always hard to beat a good team twice. Any team in particular twice, but to beat a good team twice is something you don't see often. I don't think we're going to see it this year.
It's going to be like Oregon, Colorado.
I don't know if it's not going to be it's not going to be a slaughtering. All right, give me game number 4.
Game number 4 is in the No Fun League. We got the Broncos and the Texans, 2 6-5 teams outside of the playoff picture looking to get in.
It is at home for the Texans, by the way.
Just lost a heartbreaker to the Jags. Tough divisional game. 59-yarder doinked off the crossbar.
Pain.
I think they bounce back and they beat the Broncos. I know the Broncos have been playing really well recently. But the Texans, I think they bounce back and get a big win. I think the Broncos, they haven't slipped up in a few weeks. I think they slip up this weekend, and I think Houston wins at home.
I've been riding with it. I rode with them last week. And
They let you down.
huh?
They let you down.
No.
Oh, you're talking about the Broncos.
I picked the Broncos last week. I rode with them last week. They're hot. They have the experienced quarterback, the more experienced head coach, in a position where both teams know they have a chance to make the playoffs. I think I'd rather take the experience at the 2 most important positions on a football team, a.k.a. head coach and quarterback. So I'm going to take the Broncos to continue this win streak, head into NRG, and take down the Texans and young C.J. Stroud. It's just not his time yet.
There is no way I'm picking against arguably the MVP right now in C.J. Stroud. He is on fire right now. He is balling out. Had another great game against a divisional opponent in the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are quietly 8-3.
Didn't you pick against him last week?
I did. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You caught me. But I wasn't wrong. And I don't think the Broncos are as good as the Jags. I think the Texans have continued to build up momentum week after week. And even in a tough loss last week, I still think they are coming into this game riding high with a lot of momentum. They just played a 7-3 Jacksonville team, took them down to, a game-tying opportunity with a 59-yard field goal that just missed. So I'm going to ride with C.J. Stroud. Russell Wilson does have more experience, but CJ at this current time is a much better athlete, and I think that's going to show on the field on Sunday. I think he's going to make some plays with his legs on Sunday that really help them solidify this win. I think he's going to continue his tear on an MVP campaign as a rookie, and I think the Texans, I just like the young team who's playing with some fire right now and knows that the door is wide open for them with a win here to make the AFC playoffs.
I really like the Broncos. I really like Russell Wilson's comeback story. I still don't like Sean Payton that much, but he's done a good job. And they're on a six games, right?
I think it's 5.
I think it's 6.
Is it really?
There's no way they started 0-5.
Yeah, I think it's.
I think it was.
They beat the Bears in like week 3 or 4.
Yeah, it was like they were like 1-5.
So I think it's 4 or 5. I'll tell you. Keep talking. I'll let you.
All right, well, they got a good winning streak going. They just beat the Browns, but
5.
it's 5. Okay, 5-game winning streak. I think between the Broncos and the Texans, you got the two. I think there are 2 main teams that are fighting for that last 7 seed.
In Indianapolis.
The Colts are not staying in there.
No way.
They're not. Gardner Minshew.
It's going to
No
be one
way.
of those 2 teams. I like the experience with the Broncos and Russ, but I don't know if their defense is going to be able to slow down C.J. Stroud.
They have a top 3 defense in the last 6 weeks.
But they played
The Bills, the Vikings, the Browns,
Josh Dobbs, the Browns without Deshaun
the
Watson.
Chiefs. Held the Chiefs to 9 points.
But that's a divisional game. I'm riding with the Texans. Give me C.J. Stroud at home to bounce
Rhode
back.
Island.
That was interesting. That was like my Sixers spiel. I definitely thought you were taking the Broncos.
No. I mean, it's bound. They're due. They're due for a loss.
They are due for a loss. Same when the Vikings were due, and you see where that's gone down over the last couple of weeks. Hey, I'm not hating. I'm just saying. Just saying.
We're saving the best for last. The last game on the slate this week is the Eagles against the 49ers, the top 2 teams in the NFC. Could be the game of the year up to this point in the season. Eagles 10-1.
Yep.
Yeah.
8-3.
8-3 Niners.
Where's it? It's in Philly, right?
Yes.
Is it in Philly?
It's in Philly.
It's in Philly.
It's in Philly.
49ers are a 3-point favorite.
Speaking of due, the Eagles are due. And they keep getting bailed out. This is sarcasm, but they keep getting bailed out by the refs. They keep finding ways to win. They're going to do it again this week. I'm taking the Eagles to beat the 49ers and move to 11-1.
The Eagles are just too complete, too well-rounded. I think you can say the same thing about the 49ers until you get to that quarterback spot, and you're like, well, he's good, but can he take this team to a Super Bowl? Can he win this team a Super Bowl? And you just don't know yet. You know Jalen Hurts can take you there, and you can confidently assume that he can win you one. Obviously, it's an assumption, but he got him there last year, and he got him within an inch. And this defense is just so good. This defensive line is incredible. Both defensive lines are incredible, but also both offensive lines are incredible. It's going to be a game in the trenches, and I think the Eagles just have the advantage. I think they're just a little bit more well-rounded, and I'll take the Eagles to win at home.
I am excited to watch this game. I will be parked on my couch with that game on 10 minutes before it starts because this is going to be, in my opinion, up to this point, I think it will be the game of the year. There has been a lot of lackluster, disappointing matchups this season, a lot of teams not playing up to their potential or up to their talent. I don't believe either of these teams are one of those teams. I think both of these teams are going to show up. They're going to show out on Sunday, and this is going to be an electrifying match. I do think it'll be decently high scoring. I think both teams will score somewhere north of 24 points. I could see it being a great run game for both running backs. I know we've got 2 great defensive lines, but I think we're going to see 2 even better offensive lines. But I do like Jalen Hurts' experience and his ability to get it done in these big games, and the fact that they are doing exactly what they did last year and just running through competition in the regular season. They finish off with a gauntlet here at the end of the season, and they might drop 1 or 2 more games, but I don't think this is one of them. Give me the Eagles to take down the Niners at home.
Uh-oh. I found my island.
Oh, an island boy.
Listen. Brock Purdy and the 49ers had this game circled since the schedule came out because they all believed they were the better team last season in the playoffs, and if it weren't for the one incident where Christian McCaffrey was warming up to play quarterback, a lot of people think they would have won that game. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think they're going to go in to Philadelphia. I think they're going to win by a touchdown. But when it comes back around to the NFC Championship game, the Eagles are going to take the W because that's when it matters. And Jalen Hurts is clutch. But he's not clutch enough to have an overtime walk-off touchdown in a massive game 2 weeks in a row. So give me the Niners.
All right.
It's a big island.
This is going to be a very, very interesting close to the season. We hope you guys have enjoyed season 3. We will let you know who the biggest loser is and what that punishment is going to be next week. As always, this is out every Friday morning now. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and then obviously this is out on our YouTube channel. Words are hard. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment on what was your favorite moment of season 3. I appreciate Jack over here with the.
It's for my deaf friends.
Okay. Well, that was a little bit too far. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We will see you next week. Peace.